you guys didn't see me fixing, but I was fixing. How you doing, sis? How you doing? It's Money Monday, and today we're going to be having a conversation that's always going to convert over to some cash. So to go ahead and set the tone for us to make sure that this conversation converts over to some cash, I'm going to give you some money, honey. You ready? Whoa, that money came fast. I like my money regimented. You know, I like it slow so it can grow. I like a little fast cash sometimes. I like a little fast cash. All right, so for those of you that are tuned in, today we're going to have a conversation. Let me tell you what it is that I have in mind. You guys hear me talk a little bit. Y'all know I can't hardly take myself. I just let my hair out, so I can't take myself out. I came out of my protective style. I don't know how to act. Y'all know how to act, right? You know how when you get your hair done, you know how to act. All right, so anyway, what I was going to share with you is one of the cool things that I'm doing this month is a digital floral workshop. I guess that's why my dress is so floral. You can't really see it. I think I need to move my camera back a little bit. Let me see. Oh, yep. Oh, there we go. Yep. So I'm feeling really floral. Even although Mother's Day has passed, I'm one of those people that celebrate my birthday the entire month, and I'm also one of those people that celebrate like a holiday the entire month. Not financially all the time, but mostly from a very festive space. Mostly from a space of reverence. So I'm still feeling very, very honoring to the mother, the mother within myself, the mother within other people. So to share that is this month we're going to do a digital floral workshop, right? So we're all going to get together and we are going to take a class with a luxury florist, and she's going to give us some tips on how to hang on to our flowers. People are asking some very interesting questions. They want to know if you put bleach in them. They want to know if you put sugar inside of the flowers. They want to know how to cut them. And why would I be pairing that event with money? Is because the more that you relax, right, the more that you're able to express yourself in a creative way, the more that you're able to transfer some of that relaxation, some of that creativity over to your money. So if you want to be a part of the workshop, the digital workshop, just drop a money bag in the comment section, and then I know to send you the link. So I'm not having this conversation by myself. Actually going to be talking about ways to show self-care to your money, right? If you're a mom and you're joined into the conversation, share with me ways that you show self-care with money. For me, I know that I have to budget my self-care. Specifically, a lot of my self-care right now mostly goes to the gym. It goes to kickboxing because I'm just really focused on like my physicality right now. That's just something that I'm really focused on. So I have to set a budget for that. So I don't know if you guys budget your self-care or if it's something that's kind of just happening, on a sporadic basis, kind of like you do it as you feel. Okay. So I'm not having this conversation by myself. I'm actually going to be having this conversation with another mother. She's actually a mother of 5. She has a few different businesses, which is really, really cool. The one that gives her the most creativity is her floral business. And hopefully when she's with us, she'll share some of her other business ventures, because I always like to see multiple streams of income to make sure that you get over to your goal. So we're going to go ahead and split the screen and bring in the florist that's going to be teaching our class this month. Again, drop in the comment section a heart or a money bag. Hey,
Whitney. Johnny.
All right, so let's get, I didn't hear you.
I didn't say anything. I'm just listening.
Okay, I got
You're
excited.
doing so awesome. Oh my goodness.
I got excited. Okay, so the first thing, let's talk a little bit about self-care practices that you practice specifically with money. Do you plan your self-care, or is it kind of like when you get the urge, you splurge?
Ooh, so actually I plan my self-care. My husband and I, we have a very strict budget that we stick to whenever really with anything, but
Move
especially
your camera
with
up a little bit.
purchasing.
Whitney, move your camera up just a teeny bit. Move it up just a
Okay.
little teeny bit.
Did that
Yep.
help?
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was saying that we have a budget that we stick to, and in that budget is my husband and I. We both have our own separate personal money, where we can do whatever we want with it to practice self care. So yeah, we definitely don't do the splurging thing anymore. I kind of can't having 5 kids, so.
Okay. So do you remember what it was like when you were more of a splurger, like when you would just not splurge it? What would happen to you and your husband's budget then?
Oh, girl, by the end of the week, we don't know where our money went. And then the bank account is low. Sometimes maybe even certain bills, I don't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure that I've gotten to the end of the week and I'm like, oh, wait, I overspent and now some of my bills aren't paid.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. All right. So, okay. So you remember before you and your husband got together
Hmm.
and said, hey, this is going to be our monthly number. This is the number we're going to
Yeah.
stick to. But before then, you would, end of the month, you got more month than money.
Say the last part again.
At the end of the month, you have more month than money.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
All right. Okay. So with you having 5 children, what
Mhm.
do you classify as self-care? What do you classify as self-care? And then I'll share with you what do I classify as self-care.
Okay, okay. Uh, So I think for me, when you have 5 kids, it's really easy to lose yourself in your kids. And oftentimes we put as moms, I guess women period, but we put ourselves on the back burner. Um, but I try to make time for myself. Like even if I'm not spending money, just making time to sometimes I'll just go to have like quiet time in my car for 1, 2 hours, just me. Sometimes I'll bring like my journal with me and I'll just write. But a big part of self care for me is having alone time and time to talk to God, really.
Okay.
So,
So you can't think of things that you spend money on that attributes
oh, I
home.
can.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you were okay. Yeah. So I'll even go and I have lunch by myself.
Okay.
Um, I go and get my hair done.
Okay.
I try to make time to go and get my nails done, but a lot of times I end up doing them myself, just because I'm kind of like a naturalist when it comes to my nails. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I'll go and have lunch. I'll go and buy flowers and just arrange them. I like to peel the petals off, like on these. It's so
Let's see those.
therapeutic for me
Just
to
look. Can
just
you put those
peel
closer
this
to the
off.
screen? Can you
Yes,
put those closer to the screen? Because just seeing those just made me happy. Put those closer to the screen.
yes.
All of them.
You see it?
Yeah, all. Let me see.
I'll take them
Oh
out.
my
Look
gosh,
at
those
that.
just relax my soul.
Don't
Oh my
they?
goodness. They just made me
Yes.
so happy.
Don't they?
Oh. Okay.
That makes me
So,
like,
all right, good. So that kind of
mm,
brings us back to this month's workshop on the last week of Wednesday, where Whitney's going to be extending some of her self-care
yes,
to us, where we're going to do a
yes,
floral arrangement.
yes.
Now, obviously, you're able to kind of cut costs when it comes to your flowers. Let me see how much I'm spending. I'm spending maybe
Mm.
about $40 a month on flowers. So for those
Okay.
of you that are there, those of you that are tuned in, if you could drop in the comment section, like, do you have like a self-care budget? Do you have one, and what's included in it? What's included in it? What's included in your self-care budget? Okay, so I'll share with you some of the things that I do for self-care that is directly related to money. Number one of the self-care practices that I have is I don't borrow. I don't borrow money from others, and
Mm.
I don't lend money to others. That's not something that I do.
Okay.
It is probably I can count on like maybe 2 instances where I needed to borrow,
Mm.
and I can think of 2 instances where someone borrowed from me. So that's one of my self-care practices as it relates to money, because in the past, I remember being in college, what the experience was when I loaned someone some money, and then all of the excuses that came with it, it
Yeah.
completely, broke down the relationship. we didn't, we just weren't friends anymore. So when it comes to friendships, I just don't do any financial lending. What
Right.
about yourself?
So actually, I'm similar to you with the lending thing because
Uh-huh.
my theory is if I don't have it to give, then I
Hmm.
can't afford to loan it. So
Hmm.
we will give money away. I think that's what you said. You don't loan money.
Yeah, I don't loan it, but you give it away.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
give it
So
away.
we
Okay.
don't. Yeah, like well, if someone needs to borrow something and if we can afford to just give it to you, then we'll just
Uh-huh.
let them have it. But we don't want to. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't like the tension between
Yeah. The
family and
tension, the
friends. And,
repayment process, and what that
yeah,
does to a relationship.
yeah. Because
Okay,
sometimes,
so you will give it, but you don't lend it.
yes,
Okay, got it. Now typically, if when it comes to like giving money, I'll give it as a gift. I even in like the close relationships that I have when I think about it, I guess I don't like how it feels. Like I don't like it. I have like really strong self-care boundaries when it comes to like loaning money to friends. I just because
right,
of
right,
my own experience that I've had with it.
right. I understand that.
You understand?
Yeah.
Tasha, do we have slides? I think I have like a few slides for like my 6 self-care practices that I wanted to share. When they're ready, just throw them up, and then otherwise, me and Whitney will keep on talking. Okay,
Mhm.
so here's another self-care practice that I have. Saying no to my children. Now
Oh,
I know you have 5. I know you have 5 children. I have 2. So a self-care practice for me, like you'll know how people say, well, I really want to give my children a life that I never had, right?
right.
Like people say that, like, I really want to work to give my children a life that I never had.
Yeah.
So one of the self-care practices that I have is not allowing my children to kind of budget bully me. Because if anyone can really cause your budget to go over, are
With the
children.
kids, right?
So with you having 5 children,
Uh-huh.
how do you practice self-care when you have to tell them no?
So actually, as far as money and our kids, we make them earn their money.
Okay.
So, and my kids are all different. I have one kid who doesn't mind doing anything. She'll even do it for free. And she usually has more money than all of her siblings because he's so willing to work. And then I have another one, my only son, he's the total opposite. So he almost doesn't ever have any money to spend. And we just like, look, if you don't work, you don't eat. Well,
Okay.
we feed them, but so they earn their money. They do allowance. They get allowance. Yeah, I think we don't really just give them money. I guess ever since they started doing the allowance thing, we kind of
Uh-huh.
stopped just giving them things. So they have to earn it, and then they can spend that as they please.
Okay, that's nice. So now with my children, I have a rewards and I have a gift system. I have a rewards and I have a
Okay.
gift system with them.
Okay.
So a reward is money that you work for.
Right. Right.
A gift is just, I'll give you a gift.
Right.
So I do allow my children to, because I want them to understand the difference between rewards and
Mm-hmm.
gifts. That's
Right.
like
Right.
very important to me. Just because my boys are 8, so I've had my boys are 8 and 10, so I've had a little bit of practice in
Right.
terms of, kind of changing things. So I remember
Right.
at some point, like when it came to like money, I was very, very stringent, and I would see like how that was like impacting them like emotionally,
Okay.
right? It's like, mommy, you always say no, you always say no, you always say no. So I didn't want them to develop the consciousness of like, okay, everything that I did, I have to like work for it. There's like
Right. Right.
kids, there's no, no thing like
Right.
that. Like, because some people see, some people connect gifts with love, like it's a love
It's a love
language for some
language.
children,
Yes.
depending, yeah,
Yes.
some people are like that. So the older that the boys become is like there are certain things and when we get to my list, I keep a splurge list. That's something that I do in terms of my self-care. So when
Okay.
I shop, like during the month, I'll start it like, let's say in May. I already have maybe about 5 things on my list. Like it'll be like little
Right.
outfits that I've seen that I want. It'll
Right.
be like little gadgets that I'll see on the internet that I think, oh yeah, these are super, these are interesting. And then
Yeah.
I'll take them and just put them on the list. By the end of the month on a Saturday, which is like one of the better times to shop on Saturday because like you get all these discount coupon codes, like it's my clients.
Yeah.
So when I get to the list, by the time I look at that particular list, typically I don't even want all the stuff that I put on there during the month.
Oh, wow.
You know, because the
Yeah.
mind is just set up to consume and consume and consume. It's like, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it.
Yeah.
So I'll put it on the list by the end of the month. When I get to the Saturday, like it's typically like the last Saturday of the month, I'll go, okay, Shani, what do we want off this list? And as long as it's not over my budget, I feel zero guilt.
Right. Yes.
Okay,
I love that.
what do you do? Do you have, would you say that another one of my self-care practices when it comes to money, because I don't have my list yet, so I'm thinking about other things that I do, is I don't buy anything that I feel guilty buying.
Okay.
How do you do any guilt shopping? Like if you look at something, you're like, this is way too expensive. Do you still buy it? Like, how do you deal with guilt?
You know, actually, my problem is more so I usually underspend. I usually don't make the time to go out and buy something for me. Even with having a budget, a lot of times I don't even meet my own budget because I'm just still in my mind thinking about, okay, we're trying to save more money or we're trying to something with the kids. And then I guess I'm so used to doing things that way that, yeah, I almost never go over my budget, but I do know that if I do, that I would feel guilty and I would probably bring those items back.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I don't know if it was just the alone time that I got whenever I would go out to like a store and buy something. I literally remember going and buying things and then a couple of days later, like, oh, I don't need this. I'll just go and bring it back. But I still like had the experience of going out and shopping, and it's like it still did something for me.
Yeah. I think they call that like remorse. Like there's like buyer's remorse, right? They call it like buyer's remorse.
Yes.
So yeah, now that is something that like if I feel guilty, either if I feel guilty giving something or if I feel guilty buying something, I just won't buy it. Like I'll just leave it. Like if I don't feel like excited when I'm getting ready to spend my money, I'm not doing it. Like if I get you a gift, like my friends know I give the best gifts. Sometimes I don't give any gifts at all, but if I give you a gift, you like, oh, Shani, that was a good gift, right? Because like I don't give gifts. I don't give guilt. I don't give guilt gifts. I don't buy myself things when I feel guilty. Okay, so my screens are up. Let's pull those up really quickly. I can see Natasha, they're so small. They're so tiny. Oh, okay. Let's see. Can we make them a little bigger? No, that's all we got. All right. So here we go, guys. So 6 things moms can do to practice self-care when it comes to their money. Whitney, you can tell me, what do you think about some of these as we move through the screens?
Okay.
So let's see. Here we go. So the first one is normalize friendship with people that have more money than you. Association brings on a stimulation. Sometimes I find people to be a little uncomfortable when their friends make more money than them. But in my friendships where my friends make more money than me, it doesn't create any jealousy. It doesn't create any envy. Typically what it creates for me is inspiration.
Exactly.
What I really like about my friends that make more money than me is that they hardly ever talk about like how much money they have. They talk mostly about experiences. And then they talk about how to grow more money.
Exactly.
All right. So that's a good self-care practice. What's the next one? Let's see the next screen. 2, challenge yourself to invest. I think that that's a huge one. 26% of women between the ages of 22 and 38 invest outside of their workplace retirement accounts, compared with 43% of men. So even now, in a more modern world, we are still behind when it comes to investing. So if you're watching this, this may be something that you want to push a little bit. Challenge yourself to invest.
Yes.
Let's see. Another third self-care practice is set a monthly date night with your dollars. Use this time to express gratitude for your existing resources. I always think that's huge. Whenever I pay my bills, I'm always sitting and doing it with a gratitude list. I'm always doing it with music. And then while creating new goals to address any current cash challenges. That's one of the things that I sometimes find with my clients is that when they see cash challenges, they don't do anything about it. Like they just keep, like they just look at the deficit. So when you sit down with your bills and you do your income and then you do your outcome, if you don't like what's left over, be willing to do something to address that deficit. The fourth one is make a payment towards your federal student loans despite the interest being frozen. So your money goes straight to the principal. Your money can go straight to the principal right now. So that's a huge, I've had a couple of clients that's been able to pay off their student loans, like a few different student loans, small ones, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, just because there's absolutely no interest on those. I see you getting ready to take some notes.
I'm writing it down.
It's also on IG. I posted this on IG, so you'll be able to collect all of these and hold on to them. All right, let's do number 5. Normalize hiring help in a specific area that eats up your time at least once a month. This is something that I had to do with my children were a lot younger. So I would get really overwhelmed with the laundry. Laundry would really overwhelm me, where I literally had it as a budget line item where I would spend $25 a week by just taking my clothes to the wash and fold. And that would cost me $100. Girl, that was the best $100 I ever spent. Because all I would have to do is take that laundry and load it and put it in the drawers, and that's it. Like that, oh my goodness, I remember that. I don't have to do it so much because my boys are older. So now I have specific days that we wash and fold clothes together because, you know, I don't want them to be codependent, you know, like if they get into an environment where they can't afford to hire someone to help them to do it, I don't want them not to know how to fold clothes. Now that they're older, we fold the clothes together. Let's see, the car wash, you know, anything that's going to be, you know, over. Go back to that one, Natasha. So this one, can you think of something that you outsource, Whitney, that makes your life easier? Is there something that you outsource?
Let me look at the list. We definitely do the car washing. I
got laundry. I got cleaning. I have the car wash. I have a babysitter if you need like an hour or two to think. Like, can you think of anything that you outsource to just make yourself feel a little bit better?
I actually do 3 of these, and I've actually been wanting to add laundry to the list because I really believe in spending money to have more time. To me, I guess it may not be a big difference, but for me personally, I feel like my time is worth more than the money.
Because you can get more money. Yeah, you can always get more money, but you have to be very strategic so that you can create more time. And then the sixth one, I think I already talked about this one, but I'll go over it for those of you that are just joining. The sixth one. All right, create a splurge urge list. Okay, so instead of shopping impulsively, I have a note section in my phone where I keep pictures and links to things that I want to buy. I designate 1 day per month to do my shopping from that list. And by the end of the month, I don't want half of the stuff. I don't want it. Typically, I like when I did it in the month, whatever the previous month, what month is this? June, May, April? April, yeah. So yeah, in April, I think I might have ordered 2 things off the list. Two things, and there was probably like 8 things on the list. So you know how a second ago you just talked about how what you used to do is you used to like to have the pleasure of going out shopping.
Yes.
But then, you know, you were like, oh my gosh, I spent way too much money. If you shop digitally and if you load up a cart, do you load the cart and then allow them to send you coupons?
No, you know what? I have noticed that they'll send like an abandoned cart coupon thingy. It never resonated in my mind that I start waiting for this. I usually sometimes I go and load up the cart just to have like, I don't know, I guess it's like going out and shopping. But I never press buy.
Yeah, right. So I do that, right? So I'll load up the cart on that day, and like I know for sure that they're gonna send me a 10%, a
Wow.
15%, a 30% discount. And when they do it, I just cash right back on in
That's
because they
smart.
saw me on their site and they're like, we're gonna get sis to get this.
Yes, that's
All
smart.
right,
And I'm a
so
couponer.
yeah,
Yeah.
they add up. They add up. Okay, so
Yeah.
on the last note, so this month, for those of you that are here with us, we're going to be doing a digital workshop
Mhm.
with Whitney. She's going to be teaching us
Yeah.
some really cool things about arranging our floral arrangements without
Yeah.
breaking the bank.
Yes.
Um, I like doing that kind of stuff. I like crafts. They let my mind relax.
Yeah.
I paint to let my mind relax. I spray
Yeah.
paint. Like I may find like a sign in the store that like I really don't like, and then
Yeah.
I'll just get some joy and like,
Yeah.
just recreating it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the
What's
things.
your
Yeah,
sign? What's your sign again?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Okay, I don't know
Sagittarius.
much about Sagittarius, but
Yeah, but since I'm such a type A personality, I
okay.
literally have to do things where it's just creative expression as
Okay.
opposed to
Gotcha.
always being on.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I'm super excited about the floral. Now we did get some
Hey.
questions. For those of
Okay.
you who want to attend with us, we did get a few questions about
Okay.
it. So they wanted to know whether or not, if in order to get your flowers to last longer, should you put sugar in them?
So, actually, you can put sugar, and then you mentioned
How
Clorox
much
earlier.
sugar?
Oh God. Let me tell you this. My husband I call him Mr. Bloom. He actually does my mixing whenever I use natural elements or whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
So I do not know the actual measurements, but I can have that ready for the workshop for
Okay,
whoever
okay.
wants to join us.
So you don't know how much. What about
Yeah.
bleach?
With bleach, I want to say like with a traditional size vase, this would be like a medium size vase. I would just put like a half a teaspoon in here. And the way that it works is the bleach actually eats up the bacteria.
How much bleach though?
A half a teaspoon.
A half a teaspoon of the
Yeah.
bleach will keep it. Now, is that
Uh-huh.
all the amount of water that you're gonna keep in there? Or are you gonna put more water?
No, no, this was actually just to keep it from falling over.
Okay,
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these, but typically I would put in this vase, I would put the water to about here. You don't need a lot of water, and then you're gonna change your water out every couple of days anyway. So about here in this size space would be good. I don't know if you can see that.
okay. So that's about the amount of water. Now, I'm hearing people say that they put pennies inside they put like pennies inside. They put pennies like copper and stuff like that in order to give the flowers like a long life.
Okay, I've actually never heard of that. That's new to me, but I'm not sure about the copper thing, but I know that if if you are gonna put pennies in there, you definitely want to wash them because any kind of bacteria that you put inside your water can go into the stems and it'll clog it up, and that's what causes the flowers to die. So, but I'm
Oh,
gonna have to do my research on that one, Shawnee, and see what's up with the copper and the water inside the flowers because that's new to me.
yeah. So they're saying that. Okay. So,
Mhm.
hold on. Someone else has a question. How long have you had the flowers? Those flowers that you have right there, Nina wants to
These
know
right
how
here.
long. Yeah.
I actually just picked these up today.
Oh, you just picked those up today.
Hmm. Yes,
Okay.
I pick these up from a local grocery store. I usually don't get
Those
my
look
flowers
really
from the
good
grocery
from the
store.
grocery store.
Yes, I know how to pick them. And look,
Those look
look at
so
that.
relaxing. They
Okay.
make me so happy looking at them.
Yes.
They just make me so happy. Okay. So you got those from just like the local, just from the local
HEB.
grocery.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So normally where do you get your flowers from?
So I buy them from a wholesaler out here. It's actually called Mayish, and
Okay.
they are a flower distributor, and they get the roses from all over the world. Most of my flowers come from Ecuador, just because they have the perfect climate for harvesting roses.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So what Ecuador? I want to say Holland maybe, but majority of them are coming from Ecuador through Mayish, which is the company that I use.
All right, so how are you able to get, because that's one of the problems that I have. That's what I'm looking forward to the workshop for. Like,
Mhm.
how is it that you get all those flowers, like they're all the same size? How did you do that?
So actually, I guess it comes from doing it so long, but I always look at the top and figure out how I want to arrange them. And so once you get them how you want them, then you just take the bottom and you cut it at the exact, well, it's a little messed up right now, but you would cut it together. And that way, once you sit it in, they're going to stay the same way that they were, that you arranged them outside of the vase, if that makes sense. You get what
Got
I'm
it.
saying?
Uh-huh. So how frequently are you changing the water, Whitney?
I actually don't change my water a lot because of the flowers that I get. They are premium, so they're gonna last. My flowers always last me about 7, 8 days. I've had one customer that told me that her flowers actually no, as a matter of fact, too, that told me that their roses lasted 2 weeks, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
because of what I do in the original water. So I have a couple of techniques that I do to make the roses last longer. And I actually don't use Clorox and sugar a lot. I use that as a backup whenever I have to, but I usually use flour food, and I have this quick drip that you can actually buy on Amazon, and I stick each stem individually into the quick drip about 2 seconds, and it instantly hydrates the rose. And then I finish it off with Crowning Glory, which is a sealant that like seals the moisture in through the head. So I'm telling y'all all my secrets.
No, so listen, let me tell
Yes.
you, just looking at this, like it is so relaxing. Like it's relaxing my mind,
I
because my
love it.
mind is so mathematical and it's so logical. So I'm always thinking, thinking,
Yes.
thinking. All right, so
Yes.
you were gonna tell me something else about it? Go ahead.
I can't remember the last thing I said, but I think I said I just finish it off with the Crowning Glory, and so I don't even have to change my water, and they last like at least a week. So yeah.
I'm into it. All right. So for those of you that are sitting in on the conversation and you watching me be all Google-eyed about these roses, something about roses in my environment just lift my spirits. I'm very intentional about making sure that I have, positivity in my environment. One of the ways that I do that is through flowers. So when I was talking to Whitney. Whitney is actually one of my clients. And I was like, well, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I make these floral arrangements and da 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 da. I was like, oh my gosh, can you come and teach a class? So that we can do some floral arrangements, because self-care doesn't have to be expensive. Sometimes it is.
Right.
But I think that flowers is a very inexpensive self-care practice to have for yourself. Just having plant life in your environment is just really good. It cleans the air.
Yeah.
That whole benefit is like the
Right.
hugest one. And then they're just pretty. So if you guys want to hang out with me, Whitney, you just relax me. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, Tina, I'll
Chandra, I
make
love
sure that I send you. We're doing the class. It's the last Wednesday of the month. So I'll make sure that I send you the link so that you can join in on the class. For those of you that want to take the floral class, if you're like me and even though flowers is a part of your self-care ritual, and you killing the plants, like you're killing the flowers, sis. Flowers just out here, they ain't got no life, sis. And like they just dying. So you're gonna save us some time with that. I always get so geeked up about how they always are able to get them like, so firmly, perfectly placed. So I'm looking forward to you teaching us how to cut the flowers, and how to pick them. So if you guys want to do the class, that is this month's money therapy class. Whitney is a mother of 5, and she has a luxury floral business. Do you have any of your boxes around? Can you share your box? Do you have any of your boxes close?
I may have an empty box. It doesn't
Okay,
have
so
any
she's going to show us an empty box where she
Yeah,
has
go grab one.
flowers that she preserves. Okay, she's going to move. So she has these the box, what the box does, it allows you to preserve your flowers, like, you know, those flowers that last forever, the forever flowers. So she has the box. Her company actually offers the box. So she's going to show it to us in a few minutes. So any of you guys have any floral questions while Whitney is hanging out with us? I really think it's so cool that she's a Black florist. So I'm just like excited about that to share her with you guys for the course. So if you guys got any flower kind of questions, drop them in the comment section while she goes to get this really cool box. Just wait for the box. It's like really super cool. Y'all gotta ask me some questions. Nina's, I know you're coming. We gotta wait for her to pick the box. I think she got it. Oh, I hear water. She sounds like she's cleaning the box. Wait till you see it. Okay, yes, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm happy she's assisting. Yeah, that's like super exciting, Nina. That's super exciting. She'll be right back. She's just bringing the floral box out so that you guys can see it.
Okay,
There
I
she goes.
found one.
Oh, look at this. So how long will the roses last when you have those?
So I actually use these for my fresh roses and for the preserved ones, like you were saying. Our best seller is actually this box with the fresh roses in it. But we do sell the preserved ones, and they
Move
last
it over
over
this
a
way.
year.
Move it over this way so we can see it, because we can't see it. All right,
Okay.
so tell us a little bit about this box.
So this is an acrylic box, and it holds 25 roses, fresh or preserved. Our preserved roses last at least a year.
Wow.
And then, the fresh roses would be about a week.
Okay, so
yeah.
you can get those. Okay, so those don't actually preserve the roses. This is just a way to set the roses you just set those roses up.
Oh, yes. So this is basically the vessel, the
This
vase.
will replace a vase.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
So this is our
so then
contemporary
if I had
style.
it like that, I wouldn't have to worry about how I would cut it.
Oh, yeah. So if you order these well, you can't get them fresh because you're in Miami, but if you ordered them preserved, they would come with the flowers already prepared and everything in them. You just put it on display.
And then I would just have it. Okay, so
Yes.
Mahala is asking a question. So Mahala, yes, she only mails the preserved roses. It's only
Yes.
the preserved ones. And the
Yes.
preserved ones will last you for how long?
A year. At
Okay.
least a year, really. Mines have lasted I've had roses that last like over 3 years.
In that box, the preserved one?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Oh wow. All right, guys. So that's our show for tonight. Mahala, I will send you a link so that you can follow Whitney, and I'll drop it in the comment section. If you do, yeah, I really do love that. Some of you
Thank you so
guys
much.
feel relaxation. I feel like so relaxed. I had like a super demanding day, so I actually intentionally plot things like this in my day for looking therapy. It heals my mind. It heals my heart. So
I love that, Shawnee.
Say that again.
I said I love that. That's why I set them up here for you. So
Oh yeah, you make me happy with that. It really just warms up my heart. It makes me so happy to see those. I'm so happy. So we dropped your information in the comment section.
Okay.
For those of you're a pedal person too, Mahala, that's good. So for those of you in the comment section, if you want to attend the digital class and you start to feeling the relaxation from Whitney, such a calming energy you have, sitting those flowers out there, moving the space so peaceful. So I'll make sure you guys get the link so that you guys can definitely come to the digital floral class where we'll be making grocery store flowers look like something that you got off a Millionaire Rose, sis. Until next time, do something that's going to add some value to your purse. Next week, all month long, I'm still talking about moms and money. I'm actually going to have a therapist with me next week, and she's going to be talking about how to say no to your children guilt-free. No. And how to say yes in a good way too, because I think that children must have balance. I think that they must hear no, and I think that they must have yes. No tells us that there needs to be a boundary, but yes lets us know that we can have things that we want. So bringing in some balance. Until next time, do something that's going to add value to your purse. Ah!